Welcome, boys and girl, to another episode of Rules You Get Wrong. Now, I realize this is for a bat rep that came out 2 weeks ago. So it's a little old, but I wanted to respond to all the wonderful comments. There was a lot of personal things going on in my life. I wasn't able to be at work, so now I'm back. And here we go. Orks versus Necrons versus Sid from Cleveland. Okay. Davian. Omega. Dan's head shrank. No hat? I asked Dave for a hat, but the hat isn't happening. Gooba guy. Those pronunciations, they are physically hurting me. Mwah. Vendetta. Such a random Necron army. Granted, it's nice to see something besides night size, but still, I predict an Ork victory. I liked his army. It was awesome. Rezil. Light sound. He was the first. There was many comments. We apologize about that light sound, the buzzing bzzz in the background. But, yes, no more for a while. We got that fixed. Yes, okay. Chris 34. Dan, you look exactly like a Christian Orthodox priest. In fact, you could easily mistake you for a Greek priest, or Papa, if you ever visit Greece. Well, that'll just have to be my next destination spot, and I'll abuse my power. Agbaboo. Is there a laughing woman in the background? That reminds me of a girl playing Beastman in the Games Workshop. Another comment in the future will reveal the answer to that. Mick Maximus. Night fighting is on, isn't it? Easy to forget. Yes. We forgot about night fighting, first turn. Sid forgot it first. He had first turn. He forgot it. And so we thought it only fair that I would also forget it intentionally. And then we forgot that at the end to make it an actual game. Oh well. It actually benefited me a lot more than it would have benefited Sid. Or that it had benefited Sid. But, yeah. We realized that when I started my turn. Infinite Freedom. Trucks only have 2 hull points. Infinite Freedom. You are being shackled by your ignorance. Trucks have 3 hull points. Tres. Drei. That's all the... I don't know. Trois. Shadow Veil. Who is getting tattooed in the background of these videos? Yeah. No one. R4384. The big shooters didn't snap fire after shooting the ordnance weapon on the looted wagon. Are you saying I forgot to shoot them? Or that I hit on 5s instead of hitting on 6s? Because every time I shot, I'm pretty sure I only hit on 5s. I mean 6s. 6s. I swear 6s. Fulcrum. Danielson. Boys inside of a blown up truck take strength 4 hits, not strength 3. Should be wounding on 4s, not 5s. Doesn't matter anymore if it's open-topped or not. But it does, however, matter if you are a truck. Because you do not follow the wrecked or explodes result at all if you're a truck. Because of the ramshackle special rule. If you get wrecked or destroyed, then you roll on the ramshackle table. And you either go kaboom, careen, or... what's the other one? Or just wrecked, or just destroyed. And so, on that table, it specifically says that you take a strength 3 hit, not a strength 4 hit, and therefore, I circumvent all the bad changes to the open-top vehicles, at least with trucks, not battle wagons, but with trucks, yes. And so, you are wrong. Yay, Orks. Luda. The Luda? Oh, man. I gotta talk to you. Those cruel Necrons throwing the looted wagon to the curb once they're done with it. I know, right? Pfft. Vichyssoise. Dude, you missed your 2 extra shots with the Tesla Destructor. You rolled a 6. Sid, you listen to this? Arc Enful. The big shooters on the mind-controlled tank wouldn't be snap-fired since it's treated as not moving. However, when you shoot an ordnance weapon, everything else counts as snap-firing, which will come into play also with other vehicles, which we will talk about in just a moment. Orc Benji, why shock attack and why? I don't know. Some days is the best thing that ever happened to me. Other days, most recent, not for a really long time, yeah, it just fails. miserably. Big Macs don't like me. Thundercake. MiniWarGaming is acquiring groupies. That's the answer to that other question that I said would be answered later. Cedrico. It annoys me so badly when people just drop the dice from minimal height. I don't know why. Roll dice, people. Well, the reason I do that is because if you roll the actual dice, they go like this. If you roll from minimal height, they go like this. What do you think is easier to film and requires less shaky camera work? Now you know. Sir Lynchmob. OMG, he remembered the hammer. I know, I'm so proud of myself. I remembered Hammer of Wrath. I only got one die from one impact hit, but it was glorious. It actually killed somebody. It was great. I will now forever remember. And by forever remember, I mean I will most likely forget again. Invisible. Strength 7 with the War Scythe from Oberon does not instant kill your knob, does it? Sid? Not when you say it that way. Huh. Vichyssois. Dan. When the first mob of boys ran away, you took away the second mob's knob with them. Did I? I think I put it back. I think I might have. Yeah, I almost remember doing that and then putting it back immediately. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Akira Templars. Dan, when your bikes went into the combat, they ignore difficult terrain. It states in the rulebook that bikes ignore difficult terrain where normally going through it makes you initiative 1, but since your bikes are immune to it and didn't land in the terrain you would have made roll for dangerous. It rolls that you should have. It shows that you should have fought at normal initiative step of 3 instead of 1 or 4. I don't know if regular orc bikers get Furious Charge. Furious Charge does not give plus to your initiative anymore, first of all. Second of all, the game structure was a little unclear because it says you're not slowed, but they didn't clarify what slowed meant 2d6 or 3d6 charging or your initiative, because that's just the way the rulebook is. But then they FAQ'd it. So thank you, Diver Zero, for explaining this. And it turns out my guess was right. And the FAQ page 3 states that do models that ignore difficult terrain when moving or charging still fight initiative step 1 if they charge difficult terrain? Answer? Yes. Slacker RB. Yeah, the War Scythe would not have instant killed a knob. Yeah. Additionally, if wounds from precision strikes are allocated to characters, they can still try to make lookout sir rolls. Oh, I like that. Next time for sure. I'm gonna. Yes. R4384. I feel like I'm reading a Star Wars droid name when I read your name. Lich Guard or weapon skill 4. They hit boys on 4s, not 3s. Sid. Vichyssois. Oh, you have like a bunch of comments. So I'm gonna read them really fast and answer them as fast as I can. Okay, imagine a truck tank shocks. The unit passes leadership, they death or glory, killing it. The truck ramshackles through them, tank shocking again. Is that possible? No! Vichyssois. Truck boys are up to 12. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Both models rally. Miracle! Yes. Vichyssois. Though the monolith could always shoot all his weapons as normal, but only move 6 per turn. Ordnance weapons. Why did the monolith come in on a 2 or was able to cause it was only a mishap? Ooh, a mishap, it was an ongoing residual. We rolled, but we didn't have to roll. It automatically comes in. Okay, that's it. Jacobson. Haha, who was sleeping on the table? That was answered before. The groupies. Diverse Zero. The Necron Immortals could have fired Overwatch when charged when falling back. Rulebook, page 30. You're right. Diverse. Oh, I just read that. Alexander K. Monolith cannot use both Particle Whip and the Portal of Exile in one shooting phase. And because this is the ordnance and the snapshots. Yes, I knew that. Was I being nice or was I ignorant at the time? Well, MJ Boosmk 57. Dan, what do you think of using 180 boys with sluggers and choppas? Tedious. Cool Blue 22. Dan, you had Linebreaker. The unit that gets Linebreaker doesn't have to be a scoring unit. just a denial unit. So, the game was a tie. What?